You did step 1, which was your quizzes quiz. Step 2, which was finish investigation 3. Now we're on step 3, which is going to be our bit notes. So let me see if I can align this to my paper. All right, you have to bear with my wobbly hand because it's not going to be perfect for this video. If you are given a table, you may need to look for, you might have said patterns in the table in order to write an expression. If the values of the variable are equally spaced, subtraction is a good way to look for a pattern. So an example, let T represent the number of hours that an air conditioner technician spends on a service call. Use the table values shown to write an expression that represents the total cost of the call. So that's on our next page. We have to look for a pattern. Remember yesterday we talked a little bit about slope. So I notice that these all go up by 1s. And then I have to notice what my cost goes up by. So 75 to 110, 110 to 145, 145 to 180. So you should notice that they go up by 35s. All right, so to look for a pattern in the table, first notice the values of T are equally spaced with a difference of 1. Now subtract to compare the values of the Now subtract to compare the values of the cost of the service call. So between 1 and 2, we would do 110 minus 75 to get 35. From 2 to 3, we would do 145 minus 110 to get 35. Between 3 and 4, we would get 180 minus 145 to get 35. So we notice our slope, or our M, is the change in Y divided by the change in X. So that triangle means change. Our Y's change by 35, so that goes in the numerator, and our X's change by 1. 35 divided by 1 is 35. So the constant difference is 35, which represents the hourly rate. So part of the expression will be 35. Because the cost of the call for 1 hour is not 35, there must also be a fixed rate that is part of the cost. So we're going to subtract 35 from the rate of 1 hour. So 75 minus 35 is 40. So in this case, our fixed cost is 40. This is also known as our B in Y equals MX plus B. So our final expression will be 35x plus 40. Now we're going to test to make sure it works. So 35 times 1 plus 40. 35 plus 40 is 75. Does it match with our table? Yes. Now let's try again. 35 times 2 plus 40. So that is 70 plus 40, which is 110. Yes. 35 times 3 plus 40 is 145. And then 35 times 4 plus 1 plus 40 equals 180. So the values match the table, so the expression 35x plus 40 is correct. Woo! All right, those are it for our bit notes. After you finish your bit notes, work on check for understanding. After bit notes, do check for understanding.